Here's what Tom Brady's ex has to say about Gisele. The beginning of Tom Brady's relationship with supermodel Gisele Bündchen was difficult for the football quarterback icon. Brady got a phone call from his ex-girlfriend, actress Bridget Moynihan, shortly after they started dating. He was the father of the kid since she was pregnant. We finally learned what happened to Brady and Moynihan's relationship and how they're co-parenting today after years of refusing to make an official public comment about their three-way co-parenting. Bridget and Tom ran in the same circle. Bridget Moynihan is a model and actress. Her most well-known part is that of Erin Regan in the CBS detective drama Blue Bloods. Moynihan is well known for her portrayal of Rachel, the gloomy bartender who dances her groove thing on Coyote Ugly with Miss Tyra Banks. She met Tom Brady because of her ability and celebrity. After their meeting, it was evident that she and the then Patriots starting quarterback clicked right away. Sparks immediately flew but faded within years. There was an instant connection between Bridget and Tom. They shared similar beliefs and worked exceedingly hard to be among the best in their respective fields. What began as a single date grew into 3 years of a committed relationship. Even though their relationship seemed great on paper, things just weren't working. Both decided to call it quits in 2006. They had no idea that a surprise was on the way that would keep them in each other's lives through the rest of their lives. Tom was set up on a blind date. Tom was clearly upset after the breakup, but it didn't take long for him to get back into the game. His close friends and family couldn't bear the thought of his upbeat nature fading as a result of a breakup. They eventually convinced Tom to go on a blind date. It was now time for him to move on and attempt to see other people. He had no idea he'd be meeting a supermodel. Gisele had a few things to say about Tom. Gisele had a few things to say about Tom Brady before meeting him in an interview with the Boston Herald. She works in business and understands how the press spins things, so when questioned about Tom, she stated her position unequivocally. "He's cute, but if he has a girlfriend, he looks gay to me." She didn't think about the quarterback again after the interview. That is, until she went on another blind date. She was devastated over her last breakup. Gisele's pals were desperate to see her happy after she split up with Leonardo DiCaprio after 6 years of dating. During an interview, she even admitted to Jimmy Fallon that her friends had set her up on many blind dates in the past, all of which had gone tragically wrong. She was going to give it one more go, agreeing to go out for a drink instead of supper, just in case she needed to get out quickly. She had no idea that this would be her final first date. Gisele went to the date with low expectations. Gisele went into the date without expecting much. Why should this blind date be any different from all the others? She then realized who she was meeting. Gisele said to Jimmy Fallon that she knew she loved Tom the moment she looked into his sweet eyes. She understood right away that he had a nice heart and that they would get along fine. Tom agreed, and the two went on a couple more dates. It was like a fairy tale. Gisele and Tom kept seeing each other. Everything appeared to be going so nicely that it seemed too wonderful to be true. It was like living in a fantasy high school where the leading cheerleader dates the quarterback. For a time, the new couple kept their relationship a secret. But when the Patriots quarterback and the industry's highest paid model are together, something is certain to slip. But it was the least of their worries. They just had to be concerned about an unexpected phone call. One phone call changed everything. Tom was content with his new connection with Gisele. Then he received a phone call that turned his life upside down. The call came from his ex-girlfriend, Bridget, whom he never expected to hear from again. He was the father of the kid since she was pregnant. He didn't know what to do with the news since Bridget had opted to keep the kid. Tom needed to find a method to communicate the news to Gisele. The news was hard for Gisele to digest. Tom received a phone call from Bridget 2 months into his relationship with Gisele. Gisele found it difficult to accept Tom's pregnancy announcement. What made matters worse was the trio's lack of privacy. It was all over the press only one day after Gisele found out about the pregnancy. The trouble was, Gisele knew she wanted to remain with Tom, so the three of them would have to sort things out. Bridget cried when she came home from the hospital. Bridget became a single mother after giving birth to Jack in 2007. She told the reporters that when she came home with Jack, she fell into tears because she realized what had happened. She wasn't sure how she was going to raise her son on her own and believed she needed a partner to raise the child in a traditional way. The problem was that Tom wasn't the right guy for her. Furthermore, he'd already moved on with Gisele. Gisele calls Jack her bonus child. Although the media was looking for tales about envy and friction between Gisele and Bridget, they couldn't find any. Gisele recently expressed her gratitude to Jack in a recent interview. "He's brought so much love into her heart," she adds, "and he's her bonus child." Sorry to disappoint the reporters, but there's no wicked stepmother narrative here. Gisele treats Jack in the same manner she treats her own children. Bridget put the rumors to rest. Bridget had had enough of the rumors after years of hesitating to make a public remark, especially the ones about how she and Gisele don't get along. Bridget has claimed publicly that she and Tom and Gisele communicate on a daily basis. "My son has 2 loving parents and a large extended family, including cousins, stepmothers, and boyfriends," Bridget explains. "Love is all around my son. They've all come a long way from sobbing after returning home from the hospital to become a loving family together." Some emails were leaked. Private emails between Bridget and Tom were seized and exposed during the 2015 Deflategate incident. The communication, however, was not what anyone anticipated. Some imagined fights between the parents, given that they aren't together and are raising their kid while Tom is married to someone else. Nobody anticipated that the emails would be so pleasant, not as nice as some would want to believe, but as polite as one would want to be to their child's mother or father. Psychologists are in awe. According to Rachel Sussman, author of the Breakup Bible and a well-known psychiatrist, the emails are the ideal reaction for exes who share a child. Just because a relationship ends doesn't mean you have to spend the rest of your life being nasty to your ex, she argues. That's the polar opposite of Brady, Bridget, and Gisele's friendship. They're all aware that they're now a part of Jack's life, so either they collaborate or he becomes a middleman. They're the same everywhere they go. According to sources, Bridget, Tom, and Gisele all behave the same way regardless of where they are, whether it's a public park, someone's house, or through email. All they want is for their child to grow up in a loving family, regardless of how unusual that family may be. Close friends of the 3 co-parents have commented on how remarkable it is that they all embrace each other in their lives. At times, the 3 of them hang out with all their kids. Bridget got married. Bridget married Andrew Frankel, a New York City businessman, in 2015. Bridget would be lying if she claimed she wasn't pleased to begin this new chapter of her life, despite the fact that she was getting the hang of being a single mother. Jack's family is expanded to include 3 stepbrothers from Frankel's previous marriage. According to People, Bridget's son Jack is thrilled to have 3 incredible older brothers. October 2022, the divorce. Tom Brady and Gisele issued statements announcing their divorce on October 28, 2022. Fans were not surprised since the 2 seemed to be growing apart when Brady opted to return to the NFL for another season. Despite this, they both said that the divorce was amicable, that they hope the best for one another, and that they're both committed to keeping their children happy through what will undoubtedly be a tough period for the family. A second retirement announcement. Tom Brady announced his retirement from the NFL in 2023. In fact, it was his second retirement announcement. Nonetheless, his ex-wife Gisele had nothing but kind things to say about the quarterback. Gisele commented on Brady's Instagram post breaking the news, "Wishing you only wonderful things in this new chapter of your life." Brady, Gisele, and their children were photographed on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers field in the multi-photo and video upload. Bridget's saying. Bridget published the statement, "Not everything is meant to be mended," on her Instagram on October 23, 2022. Not every relationship is designed to endure forever. We must sometimes learn to be content with the gifts supplied by ruptures and endings rather than the tales of mending and reconciliation. We're comfortable with happily ever after stories because Well, Disney, the caption said. That's sometimes the case. However, reality also seems to show broken partnerships, endings that lack a satisfying conclusion, ruptures that do not heal. It's considerably more difficult to control this. We have a poor tolerance for it. Nonetheless, some of our most valuable talents, services, and lessons originate from this place. The failed relationship that teaches you something significant about yourself. The breach that cannot be repaired, yet reveals something fresh about a pattern of yours. There is value in getting comfortable in this space, she concluded. What have you learned through a bad ending or a rupture that never healed?